Tensions rise as Russia escalates military actions in Ukraine, while the U.S. faces challenges in replenishing its weapon stockpiles. A pivotal peace deal between the U.S. and Iran is also in the works. Here are today's top 10 stories you need to know. New details have emerged regarding the shooting incident that occurred outside the White House on Saturday. Authorities reported that a suspect was taken into custody after a brief standoff with law enforcement. Fortunately, no injuries were reported during the incident, which has raised concerns about security protocols in one of the world's most protected buildings. Following the event, security measures around the White House have been tightened, with additional patrols and surveillance being implemented. This incident has reignited discussions about the potential threats faced by government officials and the need for heightened security. As investigations continue, experts are analyzing the motivations behind such actions and the broader implications for national security. The White House has reiterated its commitment to ensuring the safety of both its staff and visitors. The incident serves as a reminder of the ongoing challenges related to security in a politically charged environment. Moving forward, officials are expected to review existing security measures and potentially introduce new protocols to prevent similar incidents. As summer approaches, consumers are feeling the pinch of rising gas and grocery prices. Recent reports indicate significant increases in both sectors, leading to concerns about inflation and its impact on household budgets. Analysts attribute these price hikes to a combination of supply chain disruptions and increased demand as the economy rebounds. Grocery prices have surged due to higher shipping costs and labor shortages, while gas prices have reached levels not seen in years. The situation has sparked debates among economists regarding the sustainability of this trend. Consumers are advised to prepare for a challenging economic environment as they navigate higher costs for essential goods. In response, some lawmakers are pushing for measures to mitigate the impact on families, including potential subsidies or price controls. As these discussions unfold, experts warn that the inflationary trend may persist if supply issues are not addressed promptly. Looking ahead, consumers will need to adapt to the new economic landscape and make informed decisions about their spending. A new analysis reveals that the U.S. will require several years to replenish its stockpiles of advanced weaponry used in the ongoing conflict in Iran. Military contractors have expressed concerns about the depletion of key munitions, which has raised alarms about U.S. military readiness in potential future conflicts. This situation underscores the challenges faced by the Pentagon in maintaining adequate supplies for ongoing operations while preparing for possible escalations in other regions, particularly in the Western Pacific. The report highlights the critical need for a robust defense budget to address these vulnerabilities, especially as global tensions continue to rise. Lawmakers are now debating the implications of these findings and how best to address the shortfall. With increasing demands on military resources, the U.S. must strategically prioritize the replenishment of its arsenal to ensure operational effectiveness. As discussions around defense spending intensify, the military's ability to respond to threats will remain a pivotal concern. In a significant escalation, Russia has utilized hypersonic missiles in an attack against Ukraine, marking a new phase in the ongoing conflict. This military action has raised international concerns about the implications of advanced weaponry in warfare. Hypersonic missiles are known for their speed and precision, making them a formidable threat on the battlefield. Analysts suggest that this development could alter the balance of power in the region, prompting responses from NATO and other global powers. The attack has drawn condemnation from Western nations, leading to renewed calls for increased military support for Ukraine. As the situation evolves, Ukraine's military strategies may need to adapt to counter these advanced threats effectively. The use of such technology raises questions about the future of conventional warfare and the potential for further escalation. Observers are closely monitoring the situation as the international community grapples with the implications of Russia's military capabilities. New developments suggest that a potential peace deal between the United States and Iran may be on the horizon. Negotiations have intensified in recent weeks, with both parties expressing a willingness to engage in discussions aimed at de-escalating tensions. The backdrop of these talks is the ongoing conflict in the region, which has significant implications for global stability and security. A successful agreement could pave the way for a more stable Middle East and potentially ease sanctions that have strained the Iranian economy. However, skepticism remains among analysts who caution against over-optimism given the complex history between the two nations. The stakes are high, as both sides must navigate a myriad of political and diplomatic challenges. As the negotiations progress, the international community is watching closely, hoping for a breakthrough that could lead to lasting peace. The coming weeks will be critical in determining whether these discussions will yield meaningful results or fall short. In the wake of Russia's largest missile attack on Ukraine this year, leaders across Europe are closely monitoring developments in Belarus. This attack, which involved a barrage of missiles targeting key Ukrainian infrastructure, has heightened fears of a potential escalation of military operations in the region. Belarus, a close ally of Russia, is increasingly viewed as a potential staging ground for further military actions, raising alarms among NATO members. Analysts warn that any further aggression from the Kremlin could destabilize the entire region, prompting a unified response from NATO and European nations. The geopolitical landscape is becoming increasingly fraught as countries assess their military readiness in light of these developments. Additionally, the situation is compounded by Belarus's recent military exercises, which have drawn international scrutiny. Diplomats are engaged in urgent discussions about how to address the growing threat posed by Russia and its allies. As nations prepare for possible scenarios, the international community is advocating for robust diplomatic initiatives to deter further violence while ensuring regional stability. A recent analysis has revealed that the U.S. military will take years to replenish its stockpiles of advanced weapons heavily utilized in the Iran conflict. This revelation has raised alarms about America's military preparedness amid escalating global tensions. Experts warn that depleted inventories could hinder the U.S. capabilities in potential future conflicts, particularly in the Western Pacific. The study emphasizes the need for a robust defense budget to ensure that the military can effectively respond to emerging threats. As the U.S. grapples with these challenges, policymakers are under pressure to prioritize military spending and address vulnerabilities in the defense supply chain. The implications of this shortage could resonate beyond the battlefield, affecting U.S. foreign policy and military alliances. The coming months will be crucial as the Pentagon seeks to rebuild its arsenal while navigating a complex geopolitical landscape. The situation underscores the ongoing challenges faced by the U.S. military in maintaining its status as a global superpower. In a significant move towards addressing climate change, world leaders have announced major policy changes aimed at reducing carbon emissions. These initiatives come in response to mounting pressure from scientists and activists, highlighting the urgent need for action in the face of rising global temperatures. The new policies include stricter regulations on industrial emissions, increased investment in renewable energy sources, and incentives for businesses to adopt sustainable practices. This shift marks a departure from previous, less stringent measures, reflecting a growing recognition of the climate crisis's severity. Experts praise these initiatives as a necessary step towards a greener future, yet they caution that more aggressive action is essential to combat the climate crisis effectively. The implications of these changes will reverberate across various industries, including energy, transportation, and agriculture, and are expected to drive innovation in clean technology. As countries implement these transformative policies, the focus will shift to their effectiveness in achieving international climate targets. The coming years will determine whether these initiatives can catalyze a sustainable transition, ultimately reshaping the global economy in favor of a more resilient and environmentally friendly future. In a remarkable development, U.S.-Iran peace talks are reportedly making headway, with both sides expressing optimism about reaching a potential agreement. This initiative comes after years of heightened tensions marked by conflicts, sanctions, and mutual distrust. Since the U.S. withdrawal from the 2015 nuclear deal, relations have soured, leading to increased military confrontations and economic strife. Analysts suggest that a peace deal could significantly alter the geopolitical landscape in the Middle East, fostering greater stability and opening economic opportunities for both nations. The negotiations focus on critical issues such as nuclear development, sanctions relief, and regional security, particularly concerning Iran's influence in neighboring countries like Iraq and Syria. Observers are cautiously optimistic, but recognize the complexities involved in finalizing any agreement, given historical grievances and domestic pressures on both sides. The outcome of these talks could have far-reaching implications, impacting not only U.S.-Iran relations, but also the broader dynamics of regional politics, including relations with allies and adversaries alike. As discussions continue, the coming weeks will be pivotal, with both sides needing to navigate political hurdles to achieve a resolution that could fundamentally reshape the future of the Middle East. A major escalation has occurred in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, as Russia has launched its most significant missile attack of the year. This latest offensive has resulted in widespread destruction and civilian casualties, raising alarms among international leaders and humanitarian organizations alike. The scale of this assault marks a troubling escalation, reminiscent of earlier phases of the war, and has prompted urgent calls for a coordinated response from NATO and other allied nations. Observers note that Russia's aggressive tactics signal a significant shift in the conflict's dynamics, prompting fears of a prolonged war that could destabilize the entire region. The international community is now faced with the daunting challenge of addressing this escalation while seeking diplomatic solutions to de-escalate tensions. Humanitarian concerns are mounting as civilians bear the brunt of the violence, with thousands displaced and in dire need of urgent assistance. The impact on Ukraine's infrastructure is catastrophic, complicating efforts for recovery and aid distribution. As global leaders convene to discuss the crisis, the focus will be on how to support Ukraine while managing the geopolitical ramifications of Russia's actions. The coming days will be critical, as intensified military actions could provoke a broader conflict, potentially drawing in more nations. A decisive response from NATO may be necessary to deter further aggression. Thank you for watching. Which story shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.